Hi everyone, so my name is Carmila. I'm from Geological Engineering study program at Gorontalo State University, and at this time I will present material about the distribution of earthquakes in South Minahasa Regency. So the first one is geological condition that make Indonesia prone to earthquakes. The existence of the meeting of the three major tectonic plates, namely the Pacific, Indo-Australian, and Eurasian plates, caused Indonesia to be the one of the countries that often experience earthquake disaster. Indonesia is traversed by the Ring of Fire, which has an impact on the number of active volcanoes of Indonesia. The island of Sulawesi is composed of complex tectonic settings. The structures identified in Sulawesi are still actively moving and often produce earthquakes. The distribution of earthquake source is clustered in the northern subduction section of Sulawesi. South Minahasa is one of the districts in North Sulawesi province. In general, the Minahasa region is covered by extensive Pliocene volcanic deposit. South Minahasa Regency has a topography of hills or mountains, beaches, and a small portion of undulating plains. Geologically, this area is part of the Minahasa Basin, which is one of the most active basins in Indonesia. Within this basin, there are many active volcanoes, such as Mount Soputan and Mount Lokon. The geological structure of this basin plays an important role in the formation of volcanoes and volcanic activities in South Minahasa. The Minahasa Basin also contains sedimentary layers, which include volcanic deposit and marine sediment. So, South Minahasa has stratigraphic conditions that include various rock formation and geological deposit. Some things that can be found in the stratigraphic condition in South Minahasa are volcanic rocks, sedimentary deposit, sedimentary rocks, fossil, and faults and cracks. There is several methods that use in making a distribution earthquakes map in South Minahasa Regency. The first one is preparation. The method used in the preparation was to conduct a literature study from various sources published within the time span of 10 years ago to the present. The second is data collection. The method used in retrieving earthquake point data comes from the USGS website. The type of data used is data center on the South Minahasa Regency area. The third is data processing. In this process, the data obtained is then collected, processed, and analyzed to be formulated in GIS software so as to provide information related to the area used as the object of research. The fourth is data analysis. The data that has been collected and processed is then analyzed logically and systematically. The fifth is report, and this is the last stage when the report preparation stage is carried out through writing according to the literature, data collection, data processing, and data analysis. Based on the data of earthquake point distribution in South Minahasa Regency, it can be concluded that the pattern of earthquake point distribution tends to cluster towards the west. Seismicity patterns in South Minahasa Regency, North Sulawesi Province, tend to be high because the Sulawesi region is generally located on the border of the Indo-Australian tectonic plate and the Pacific plate, which make this area prone to earthquakes and volcanic activity. The dominant seismicity pattern in South Minahasa, North Sulawesi Province, is generally caused by plate tectonic activity and volcanic eruption. Based on the data from USGS website, in the last 10 years, have been 84 earthquakes in South Minahasa district with magnitude in the range of 3 to 5 scala Richter. and the earthquakes that occur are also at different depths. And based on its geology and natural condition, as well as several faults adjacent to the district, South Minahasa Regency has a fairly high distribution of earthquake points. One of the things that can prove why South Minahasa Regency has quite a lot of earthquake points with an average magnitude of 4 can be seen from the Cotomobagus sheet geological map and the Sulawesi Island tectonic map. The map shows that South Minahasa Regency is close to the plates that surround Indonesia and areas prone to earthquakes that may also have an impact on South Minahasa Regency. And the last is the conclusion. So the conclusion is 1. The pattern of earthquake distribution in South Minahasa Regency tends to cluster towards the west. This can occur because this area is located on the border of Indo-Australian tectonic plate and the Pacific plate, which make this area prone to earthquakes shocks. In addition, tectonic activity and volcanic also participate in creating a high earthquakes distribution pattern. The second is the intensity level of earthquakes in South Minahasa Regency is on the scale of magnitude 3 to magnitude 5 with different depths. With the scale earthquakes that occur in South Minahasa Regency, the intensity level of earthquakes in South Minahasa Regency is on the scale of magnitude 3 to magnitude 5 with different depths. With the scale earthquakes that occur in South Minahasa Regency cause many clues, both material and non-material. And the regional geology and tectonic of South Minahasa Regency are organized by several faults near the area and surrounded by tectonic plates, which indirectly cause South Minahasa Regency to have a high earthquake history. And the implication of disaster and the implication of earthquake disaster that occur in South Minahasa Regency are significant, requiring effective mitigation. One of the ways that can be done in disaster mitigation is to educate the community through mentoring and simulation conduct with the local community. In addition, simulation can also be carried out in school areas with the aim of training students in earthquake disaster preparedness. Thank you.